Good morning, students. In today's class, we'll discuss about expert system. So, expert system is one of the branch of AI. It is one of the branch of AI. What AI stands for? Artificial intelligence. Okay. In this today's class, we'll discuss about expert system, which is one of the branch of the artificial intelligence. So why we have to study this concept? So already in the previous classes, we discussed that ISDN is requires some intelligence. Okay. ISDN requires some intelligence for identifying the endpoints and identifying the end equipments and also to perform the functions. So for that reason, this ISDN must require some intelligence. So that intelligence is provided by this expert system. So this is the overview of this topic. Providing intelligence to the ISDN can be done with the help of the expert system. Okay. So expert system in ISDN. So ISDN requires some intelligence. Okay. From CC8 recommendations in G705, it states that this ISDN will contain some intelligence for the purpose of providing services, features, maintenance, and to perform network functions. This is the statement given by the CCIT in its recommendation G705 that ISDN should require some intelligence for providing these functionalities. Okay. So in the initial stages of developing the ISDN, they provide the intelligence with the help of the processor-based subsystems. With the help of the processors-based subsystem. But in future, because of advancement technologies, we have AI. With the help of the concepts of AI and the concepts of expert system, okay, we are going to provide the intelligence to the ISDN. Okay. So this is one branch of AI. Expert system is one branch of AI. The difference between AI and expert system is, in case of AI, it uses common sense reasoning. It uses common sense reasoning, whereas this expert system will use knowledge. Okay, as reason. There is a difference between AI and expert systems. Next, coming to expert system, the main objective here is we are dealing with the real-time problems which are required some knowledge. That means an expert can able to do that. For example, if you take, you can use this expert system in various branches of engineering. In our subject, if I apply for telecommunications, so to find out the faults, in case of telecommunication, to find out the faults, we can use this expert system. Therefore, a person who is having knowledge in this area of fault analysis is required for solving the problems. Where in case of AI, with the help of learning from faults or by training the device, we can able to provide intelligence. But here, it is knowledge based. The expert system is a knowledge based. Only a person who is having a in-depth knowledge in that field can able to give the training, can provide the inputs to the system. Okay. So here, problem solving is a specialized domain called for expert knowledge. So without expert knowledge, we cannot able to design the system. Okay, in these domains, and hence is done by the experts. Okay. So the computer systems are software packages that performs tasks which are normally carried by the experts. Okay, in real life, and which are known as expert system. Here, we call these computer systems as expert systems because they are trained by they are going to solve these problems with the help of experts in real time. Hence, we call them as expert systems. Okay, so the expert system is a branch of AI, okay, which deals with the expert reasoning rather than common sense reasoning. There is a difference between the expert system as well as AI. Okay, it deals with expert reasoning, and whereas AI deals with the common sense reasoning. Okay, so expert reasoning demands knowledge in the field of interest. So where the problems are arising, in that case, we have to use that expert's knowledge. Okay, and the process of constructing this expert system is known as knowledge engineering. Okay, the process of construction of the expert system is known as knowledge engineering. Now we see some of the applications of this expert system in different fields. If we take first one, the expert system is mycin, which is used in antimicrobiological therapy. And next one is Casnet, which is used in the application of glaucoma diagnosis. And RI, which is for computer configurations. And Prospector, which is used in geological explorations. And KBVLSI, which is for a design aid for silicon chips. And Taxman, which is an advisory in corporators and tax laws. And DART, which is for fault diagnosis of computer systems. And WAVE is the expert system for telephone lines fault diagnosis. Okay, these are some of the expert systems. Okay, and their applications. So, as our subject is telecommunications, so this is the expert system we use for identifying the telephone line faults in the real times. So, doing it manually is very difficult, right? For analyzing the telephone line faults, so that can be done with the help of some expert systems. That is a way. So here we have to think about two more points here. One is the construction of an intelligent system calls for a method of modeling the intelligence and intelligent actions, okay, inside a computer. So our objective is to model this intelligence as well as its intelligent actions. So this can be done with the help of some technique is there, model technique is there, that is called as a physical symbol system. So with the help of this physical symbol system, actually this is a universally accepted technique, modeling technique for providing the intelligence and intelligent actions. Okay, a physical symbol system consists of a set of entities called symbols. Okay, this physical symbol system contains set of entities called as symbols. These symbols are some real-time patterns. These are the physical patterns that occurs as a component of another type of entity called as expression or symbol structure. Okay, here for modeling this intelligence and intelligence actions, we require some modeling technique. So the technique is your physical symbol model. This physical symbol model uses symbols for representing your physical patterns that occurs in the computer systems of another entity, and we call them as expressions or symbol structures. And now, so the system also have collection of processes that operates on expressions to produce other expressions. Here, the operations that are included here is creation, modifications, reproduction, and destruction of symbol structures. Okay, with the help of the intelligence and actions, you can perform these actions such as creation, modification, reproduction, and destruction of symbol structures. So the significance of physical symbol system is two-folded. Okay, the first one is giving about the theory of nature of human intelligence. It is a significant theory of the nature of human intelligence. Secondly, it is possible to build programs that can perform by human. Okay. The second fold is it is a possibility to build up programs that can perform intelligent tasks as human do. Okay. Next. So here, as we know that the expert system requires large amount of knowledge base. So without this knowledge base, it cannot able to predict, or it cannot able to have some intelligence to give the right outputs. So here, in case of expert systems in ISDN, it requires some large amount of knowledge base. Okay, for providing proper functionalities by the expert systems. Okay, so this knowledge representation techniques are placed under mainly two categories: declarative and procedural. Okay, the knowledge representation techniques are placed under two broad categories: declarative and procedural. In case of declarative, here it is going to use the statistical collection of facts. Okay, in the case of descriptive, it is going to represent as a statistical collection of the facts, which are using some small set of facts. Okay, for manipulating the problem. In case of procedural, it should use bulk amount of knowledge. Okay, the bulk amount of knowledge is represented as procedures. Here, in case of the declarative, collection of the facts. In case of procedure, they are going to represent this large amount of knowledge base in the form of procedures. There is only some small set of facts are there in this particular procedural structure. So here the major advantage of this declarative type is you can use a fact. Each fact is represented only once. Each fact is represented only once, irrespective of the way it is used. The same fact can be used in different ways. The single fact is used here only once at a time, and it is easy to add new facts to the system without having to change the representation of the facts already exist. Okay. First of all, what is the first advantage? Each fact is represented only once, irrespective of the number of ways it is used. Second one is you can also add new facts without changing the already existing facts. Okay. So widely used declarative techniques are predicate logic, frames and scripts, semantic nets, conceptual dependencies. So coming to the predicated logic, here it is going to use some simple facts. It is going to use some simple facts. Generally, this type of declarative technique is used for, it's a powerful tool for reasoning. Generally, we use this type of predictive technique for reasoning purpose, which uses some simple facts. It cannot implement complex facts. So for complex facts, we use the remaining techniques. So coming to the frames, it is used for. So the same example, predictive logic is very useful for representing simple facts, but it is not suitable for complex structures. The advantage of this predictive logic is it's a powerful interface mechanism, can be used for reasoning. Okay, so here frames are useful in the collection of attributes. Okay, and come to scripts, which are used for providing or describing common sequence of events. For common sequence of events, we use scripts. Semantics is for describing both the objects and events. We use semantics for describing both the objects and events. So conceptual for interfacing the natural language sentences. So it is for drawing the interface between the natural language sentences. So for this we use conceptual dependencies. So these are some of the techniques using declarative techniques. And next one is advantage of a procedural type. So here the knowledge of how to do things is required. The knowledge of how to do things is the main thing in procedural type. Next one is it uses unstructured knowledge. That is thumb rules. We have to follow some thumb rules. left-hand Fleming rule is there. You have to follow it. There is no other way. So it is depends upon the thumb rules as well as shortcut methods for solving the problem. Okay, and default and probabilistic reasonings. So one more thing is, so heuristic knowledge like the shortcuts method of doing things efficiently. So these are some of the advantages of using the procedural types, because it uses some thumb rules and shortcuts, so that with the help of the experts. So all these thumb rules and shortcuts are defined by the experts. So without experts it will not work. Okay. So that is again is a knowledge based. And come to the next topic, that is components of an expert system. So there are the components it contains. One is development engine, that is for training, and next one is knowledge base. Because in case of expert system, you have to develop this knowledge base with the help of an expert who is expert in a field of concern, and it should have some interface engine. Okay, because the user has to interface with this knowledge base with the help of this interface engine only. So it is going to get this interface engine is going to get the inputs from this real world. So from global system database, it is going to get some inputs. Data inputs are getting for the interface engine. So here we will mainly speak about the interface engine. So already we have seen about knowledge base. Knowledge base is obtained from experts. Okay. So coming to interface engine, a user interface interacts with the system through the interface engine, which executes a set of strategies to solve the problems. Okay, the set includes control level strategies, reasoning strategies, interpretation strategies, action, conclusion, solution strategies, and explanation strategies. Okay, a user interacts with the system through the interface engine, which executes a set of strategies to solve the problem. So what are the set of instructions we have means control level strategies. So this control level strategies is used for choosing the problem solving method. This control level strategy is used for choosing the problem solving method, because a number of methods are there, out of which it is called is one method. And coming to reasoning strategies, it is going to use for, you can see here. So it uses the rule of thumb and shortcuts as experts would do. Okay. So after choosing the proper solving method, it has to apply thumb rules and shortcuts, where it is going to do exactly like an expert. And interpretation means from the knowledge it has to expect the output. That is called interpretation strategies. Process the knowledge from base. So action, conclusion, and solutions strategies. So after performing all the action, it has to give some outcome. What is the action it has to perform? Conclusion it has to give, and it has to give some solutions. The last one is explanation. This strategy gives what is the possible reasoning. The reasoning process is going to explain. Okay, this is about the interface engine used in this export systems. Now we'll see one example how this. So far what we have done, we have built one export system. Now we have to check whether it is having some intelligence or not. So to do that, we have to perform some tests. So here, so far what we have constructed an export system. So for this system, we have to check whether it is having this AI or not. Okay, so for that, one test is called as Turing test is available. It's the name of the scientist. He proposed this test for checking the intelligence of a export system. So you have to perform this Turing test. So if it passes means, then you can say that the system is having some intelligence. So here for testing it, we have to use a human as well as an machine. We have to interface. Now we see one example here. So example of export system. So since we are discussing about telecommunication, here a subscriber want to pose a complaint on a fault. So first subscribe, S stands for here subscriber. S stands for subscriber and E stands for expert system. Expert system. So whenever a subscriber filing his complaint, he has to give his telephone number and he said he is having some fault. So the moment he is asking the question, it replies, is you complaining from your same instrument or from others? Okay, so he is replying that I am giving this complaint from other instrument. So for this answer, another question is, do you get dial tone in your instrument or not? Because for a fault, there are some possible ways are there. Because based upon the possibilities, you can able to analyze the fault. So here, this expert system is trying to get the inputs from subscriber. What are type of problems he is facing? So from the problems, with the help of the expert system, it is going to apply some problem solving method and it is going to apply some reasoning. Thereafter, it is going to get some interpretation from the knowledge base. So after that, it is going to give some conclusion. This is a process it is going to perform. So to give the final conclusion. So first, he given a problem and it is trying to get some information from the subscriber regarding the what is happened there. So the first one is, do we get a dial tone or not? If you say yes, the second question is, are you able to make outgoing calls or not? He said no. Is your dial sticky? He said no. Next one is, do you get tone after dialing? Answer is no. Do you get incoming calls? No. Do you see any visible breaking in an instrument? No. So it got all the inputs from the subscriber. So based upon the above questionnaires, it is giving some conclusion. So before giving conclusion, it is going to thank the patient answering. So after analyzing all these data, okay, using some problem solving methodologies, using some knowledge base and using some thumb rules and shortcut methods, it is going to give a conclusion like this. The conclusion is fault in the receiving part of the subscriber instrument or in the line card of the exchange. So based upon the problems they identified, it is given a solution. Okay, so to perform all these tasks without expert system, it will take a lot of time. So based upon the knowledge, it is given some conclusion. So the telephone system department is going to see only these two things, leaving all the remaining parts of the system. So this is about the expert system, okay, used in telecommunications for finding the faults in the lines. Okay, thank you.